What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Profiling Passionate People. I'm your host, Solomon Ladvinka. Today, we got a special guest with us today. He's been inducted into the actual NFL Hall of Fame, part of the NFL Hall of Fans. And you know me, I'm trying to find the most passionate people possible. And through the power of social media, I was able to find him, able to message. So blessed enough to have him on here and actually answer my direct message. But I'm going to bring him in myself, Mr. Keith Big Nasty Kunzig. Sir, how are you doing?
Fantastic, man. Life couldn't be better, man. We're really enjoying this ride.
Absolutely. So that ride that we're talking about, the reigning Super Bowl champions, I mean, how has it been?
It's been unbelievable, man. The whole journey last year was just unbelievable. But to actually experience a home Super Bowl win with my daughter by my side, man, that you can't write books about that, man.
I'm getting goosebumps just hearing about that. So I want to talk about obviously the GOAT here in a second, but how long have you been an actual Bucs fan?
Oh, geez, it goes way back when they used to call the Packers and the Bucs the Battle of the Pigs. So you're talking 35 plus years.
Wow.
The neat thing about it is, that's, everybody sees what I call the nutcase fan, Big Nasty out there painted up. It's just longevity, man. It's longevity, a lot of love for the football team, a lot of love and experiencing with family. I mean, the Bucs and family, and it just goes together. It's like a perfect beer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and speaking of beer, what are we sipping on over there? I saw it earlier.
Hey, it's happy Friday afternoon. I'm sipping on my Guinness, man. You got to love Guinness. Got to be
Friday.
a good pour them.
Absolutely. So I'm sure the fans and also myself are curious to know, how did you get the name Big Nasty?
It's pretty crazy. Back in the day when we weren't so good, but me and my brother were at a game and an old lady 64 rows up in the old Sombrero Tampa Stadium said, hey, Sonny, you need a nickname, something big and something nasty. And it stuck. Big Nasty was created from an old lady. I wish I knew who it was. God rest her soul. She's definitely long gone by now because she was older. And that was back in the early 80s. So,
yeah.
But great nickname. It should be Big Nice Guy, but Big Nasty has a good ring to it.
I love it. I mean, I see the wonderful face that you got right now. I see in the corner with all the paint, the face paint decked out and everything. I'll go ahead and I'll list some photos for the viewers to see just how passionate you are, how big nasty you are. So we were talking before we hit the record button. So where do you actually sit inside Raymond James Stadium?
We're on the Buccaneers side, section 108, front row, baby. You can't ask for a better seat. I like to hear and see the things that are not so seen on TV.
Yeah.
And over the course of years, I've seen some crazy things, man. But one of the things I love to see that you can't see if you're in the upper deck is the passion the players have for football, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just second to none. And I love my seats. I love my crew. I love my family being with me every game. And that's what it's all about, bud, having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm getting goosebumps just hearing about that. How is for those that have never been to a stadium and those that have, obviously it's a lot different than watching the game in person than on TV. But in person, the stadium's fairly quiet, during the play, and then you hear the cheers afterwards. Well, for the most part. For the most part.
But no. You ain't been to Raymond James.
I have not. That's why.
Let me explain something to you. If you haven't been to Disney World, you need to go to Disney World. Go on a ride called the Pirates of the Caribbean, and then you come to Ray J, and you'll see our Pirates of the Caribbean, baby. Because when that ship starts blowing those cannons off, firing them bad boys, it's second to none. And every single person that comes to Ray J the first time, when they hear them fire the cannons, they all jump about 16 feet up in the air because they're shocked. They're like, what in the world is that? But, man, that's just the way it is. It's tradition now. And bottom line, I'm expecting a lot of those cannon fires this year because that offense looks open.
Oh, absolutely. And your guys are returning a lot of players from the Super Bowl winning team.
Everybody. Yeah, everybody came back.
Yeah.
The only person that didn't come back is one assistant coach. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. It's also
That's
unheard of.
that's amazing. No, what I was trying to reference with you being that close, just hearing the shoulder pads hitting each other, the crunching, and you hearing the chatter from the sidelines. So
Uh,
I mean, it's
Oh, but
unbelievable.
the best thing that you're missing out as any super fan, Hall of Fame fan, football fan out there
What you
is
got?
the heckling, baby. You get to
Oh,
heckle the players and they hear you. You get talking smack back and forth. Hey, if I could take one player to think twice at looking at me and not doing his job on the field, that's a win-win for our team. So,
oh.
yeah, I'm a heckling fool, man. I like to have fun with those players.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, I see the face paint and the war paint right behind you. And if I was to be approached by you and I wasn't wearing Buccaneers gear, yeah, my butt's out that door and up the Termex. So yeah, we're good.
The funny thing is there's a instant replay booth right next to my seats.
Yeah,
Literally, it's right in front of it.
nice.
Man, I tell you what, over the years, I think about all the crazy things I've done. And those referees looking at me, whether it was offering them money to change the call or
Yeah,
whether it was telling them and threatening them I was going to be on their chimney when they came home. I
yeah.
mean, it was crazy. We had a lot of fun with it. And now, everybody knows you by a first name basis every time the refs come in. So
Oh, that's
it's always fun.
beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. So you guys last season, you guys bring in Tom Brady. Initially, what were your thoughts about bringing in Tom and moving on from Jameis?
I was not happy about it. I'll
Okay.
be honest with you. I was like, okay, why are they giving up the GOAT? I mean, obviously they know something that we don't. And
Yeah.
then I'm thinking, a lot of people don't like Jameis, but I like J-Boo. I thought J-Boo had a lot of potential. Yeah, he threw the 30 picks, but he also threw for 5,000 yards.
Yeah.
So
30
I
for
also
30.
look at, and don't get me wrong, 30 picks is way too high, but it also tells me of a young quarterback that's still learning, that's still going to have time to grow. And mark my words, he's going to be a threat in New Orleans. There's no doubt in my mind. Even the pick he threw last week, I watched from afar, was because of the wide receiver didn't catch the damn ball. So,
Yeah.
but bottom line is, he's going to be a threat in the future. There's no doubt about that. But I will tell you, if you had to replace Jameis Winston, you replaced him with the greatest of all time. I mean,
Absolutely.
he had me as the greatest of all time when he beat Atlanta in the Super Bowl. Okay. There's no
Yeah.
doubt, hands down. But my thing is, and being a Buck fan for so long, is you don't just come in 1 year and win me over. You got to show me something.
Okay.
Well, let's face it. He came in and he showed us something. I mean, for a guy, he literally did the impossible. He did the impossible. I mean, I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody. Yeah, we have a great nucleus of team around him.
Yeah.
But think about something. He had to come in, learn an entirely new language and offense.
Yeah.
Completely. Everybody takes that for granted, like that's so easy.
No.
Then you had to win the players over. So you developed the chemistry. That ain't easy because I've never seen that. Even back in our Super Bowl year when we won the first time in 2002, 2003 season.
Yeah.
It took a while for Brad to win over the team.
Yep.
But I
Brad
can
Johnson.
tell you something.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. I mean, he pulled off, and they at the second part of that season was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So
And
would you say it was a second part of the season? Because I don't think week 1 or training camp he won you over instantly. When did he get your eye?
as soon as he learned the offense was the second part of the season. Believe it or not, I think it was after one of the losses. Oh, it was after the Chicago loss.
Okay.
And we looked so bad. And I think even was like he thought it was fourth down and everybody was making fun of him. All of a sudden, that game was the turning point of the season because the boys said, okay, it's time to get serious. It's time to buckle up. And boy, just look at the rest of the season. I mean, come on, guys. We did not win that Super Bowl easy. We played the best of the best to win a Super Bowl trophy. I mean, you can't. First of all, you're going against the biggest pass rush out there. I think actually have the best pass rush out there in the league with the Washington Redskins. I was nervous about that game, and they played us tough, right?
Yeah.
And then
absolutely.
then what do we do? Then we go to New Orleans where they blew us out two games previously in the season. I was all nervous. The only blessing we had is there was no fans in the stands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was a big help to us. We pull off that winner. And then we got to go to the Lambeau Field, which we don't have a good history on, and we go and we beat Mr. Aaron Rodgers to get to the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
and then you got to play the miracle kid.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid that blew you out at home, when they came to our house, and now they're coming back to our house for the Super Bowl, and you put the crowning point right on it, and you bring the trophy home, hitting the mountaintop. It doesn't get any better than that, buddy. Just doesn't.
It doesn't. And that's why you guys should be riding the wave that you guys are. I just love the fact that the culture that Tom Brady brings, the culture that Bruce Arians brings, is the fact that, okay, whatever happened last year is already last year. We're already focused on this upcoming season. I'm already seeing highlights from the Titans and the Bucs joint practice right now. And Tom Brady's calling out each and every person and saying, you know what, hey, we look like trash right now, and we're not to be taken seriously if we keep playing like this. So shape up and LFG.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
You can say I'll forget about it, but it's still, they still having the linger effects. That's what training camp's all about, right?
Yeah,
Plus,
absolutely.
it's a different team. Even though you brought everybody back, you added some nice pieces too in the draft. So
absolutely,
the whole idea is like, I mean, for God's sakes, we only played one series in the preseason game with our starting group. I mean, God, that doesn't really show you much. Then I heard we're not starting anybody this preseason game on Saturday. We're going to play them hopefully a half at the last game of the season against the Texans. So, or at least preseason, that is. Yeah. And then we'll see what rolls. But hey, come Thursday night. Thursday night, season opener, baby.
Yep.
We're bringing the cowgirls in. They're bringing their pom poms, and we got the cannon fire ready to go for them, brother. We can't wait to bring it because we bring it. We don't just sing it.
Yeah, that's a great quote in itself right there. I just love the fact, like I said, I'm not trying to toot the whole GOAT train or whatever, but there's videos of Tom Brady during, I believe it was late in the third quarter. He's still in his shoulder pads during preseason, and he's taking snaps from a rookie center. Yeah. I mean, who does that? Because I know that he wants that eighth ring, and the fact that he has the pieces, clearly everyone that he got rings last season is coming back. This team is clearly another deep threat, playoff contender, if not Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We're a contender, but you still got to win game by game. I would love to see us come out of the gate, and win 7 off right at the beginning. You know what I mean? That would be unbelievable. But let's see. I mean, you got to remember we're going to be hunted. We're going like Coach Arians says, we got to be the hunter, not the hunted.
Absolutely.
And but I'm going to tell you something. They're going to come hunting for us because everybody wants to beat the champ. Yeah. And that's the measuring stick, right? So but like they say, it's a different group. I would love for this team to even have a chance of getting back to back. That would be amazing.
Why not?
What else can you ask for? But from a fan standpoint, but I'm just excited to get the fans back in the stands, a packed facility, and just enjoying the game and the camaraderie between fans and watching the game we love, which is Buccaneer football. You got to love it.
There you go. I mean, I'm out here in LA, and, I believe it's SoFi Stadium that's hosting the Super Bowl this year. Should you guys be coming on out here, by all means, hit my number up, or I'll hit you up if I don't go out to Tampa Bay first. And when we'll meet up and have some of them Guinnesses. Yeah,
we are heading to LA. We're coming out with the loose cannons. They got a big old travel group that's coming down there, and me and the wife and a bunch of Buccaneer fans. I'm excited to see that new stadium. Oh, by the way, you got to help me out. I got to find a wing house or a wing place that is phenomenal. It can't just be good. It's got to be phenomenal because Jason Light put me on a project to go find a wing place that's second to none, and he's going to come on out and eat with us. So when you have the GM of the Bucs call you out like that, you definitely got to answer the bell, if you know what I mean.
You got to come through. I got you. There's so many different cuisines out here in LA, but I got you. We'll be definitely in contact for sure. So let's take a look at the schedule really quick, because honestly, the first 7 games, you guys actually could go 7-0, but you start and open, like you said, your quotes, Cowgirls, and you look at the remaining of the season, I see a full 6-0 sweep of the NFC South. Realistically, I'm sure. Oh, you don't think so? Okay.
Well, don't ever give up on the South, because
True.
you never know what you're going to get. It's like opening up a box of chocolates and they're assorted. Sometimes you get them where they're duds, and sometimes you get them when they're studs. So when I see that, when it comes to the South, normally you go from worst to first or first to worst. So, it's got a history of it. So, don't get me wrong. These guys know each other inside and out. The Saints are going to be tough. The Atlanta Falcons are getting better. They picked up a hell of a tight end in the draft for a rookie, which is going to be another weapon. Like, they need another weapon, right?
Yeah.
So, and then obviously Carolina, now they got the two-headed monster running backs. And, when you're talking about the Panthers, they bring the pound. They like to pound you. So, let's just pray we stay injury-free. That's the main thing of being successful, is staying injury-free.
Definitely. Now, realistically, I know you would love for the team to go 17-0, repeat as Super Bowl champions, but realistically, on a 17-game season this year, not 16, what do you think the overall record you guys are looking at?
So let me ask you this. So just so I can figure this out, if you go 17-0, that means your bottom line is you're going to get a bye, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to play 2 more games to get to the game, right?
Yeah.
And then you win the game. So you got to add 3. So you got to go 20-0 to have an undefeated season.
20-0.
That is the goal. That's the goal, because you got to start thinking. You go, did you really believe we were going to win a Super Bowl last year? I didn't believe it. I'd be happy if we had a winning season and made the playoffs. Yeah. So to win that was amazing. Yeah. But now, if you can do that, just think about it. You're the greatest of all time.
Already.
The greatest of all time. You have, is it 7 Super Bowl rings?
Most
How about
of any.
8 is great.
Yeah.
8 is great. You were already 1 game away from being a perfect season and knocking off the Dolphins, right? How about 8 is great, win that Super Bowl, go undefeated, 20-0. Holy moly, the Buccaneers are written in the history books from the worst team ever in NFL history with the record to being the perfect season. I mean, that would be a wrap. I'll tell you that right there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so before we hop off here, do you mind showing a little panoramic view of what the man cave looks like real quick? Is that possible?
Sure, absolutely. Hold on, let me put my glass down and I'll walk you guys around a little bit.
Yeah.
See if I can switch this bad boy around. I'm just gonna so I could see what I'm showing you.
Yeah.
Let's see if it'll turn. Does it? Yeah, it is. There we go. All right, cool. Turn on some lights and we'll try to see what we got here. So, yeah, to give you an idea, this right here is some cool stuff that was given to me from the Best Damn Sports Show period back in the day.
Yeah.
We also did Jimmy Kimmel Live. Then you got our Super Bowl trophies for each one. Big nasty bobblehead. Believe it or not, that's the first bobblehead ever of a super fan. That's actually in Pro Football Hall of Fame too.
Wow.
So that's pretty something proud of. There's the Raymond James, and if you look really close, you'll see the old sombrero in the back of that.
Yeah.
So just some friends of mine, like old Charlie Daniels. He was a good friend of mine, also a country music icon. But just over the years, we've done a lot of collecting. We've obviously done a lot of collecting over the years, from the old days to the new days.
Beautiful.
But some of the coolest things I have that I'm really proud of is that one right there, which you guys don't know, but that's Mark Cotney, Captain Crunch. He was the John Lynch before John Lynch.
Wow.
And that's a most improved trophy. That's probably the size of 3 inches, right?
Yeah.
But I ended up earning that in a football camp and developed a relationship with that man, which was pretty awesome. Wow. And also, taught me work ethic. And that's my, I don't know, it looks like we went stale on you. Let me see if we got this. So that right there, let's see if I can get a good look at it. Hey, we keep freezing up for whatever reason.
You're good. I can see it.
Can you? And then that's the first Hall of Fame ring. That's the second Hall of Fame ring. and that's the Professional Football's Ultimate Fans Association that I got into as well. Very proud of all three of them.
Wow.
Some of the cool days. Mike Allstock canvas autograph. There's only 3 of those made. That first kickoff return by Spurlock, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
We went a long time before we saw something like that. Some of the trading cards from the beginning to the end.
Oh, so cool.
The Hall of Fame cards, the Nasty Crew. That was the very first one in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That's the commercial me and my wife did. And I mean, we go on, and obviously the famous Rhino hat, right?
Yeah.
So we have a lot of neat knickknacks, but for Buck fans, everybody likes the collectibles, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. All kinds of cool stuff.
Wow.
I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
I love it.
This, believe it or not, this is a lot less because we condense stuff down.
Yeah.
My wife and had a race car trailer out front because we remodeled the house. And it was full of memorabilia. So now it's everywhere.
Wow.
But yeah, this is just some of the stuff, man. It's crazy. Then you get into the Hall of Fame stuff, which is pretty cool too.
Absolutely.
My very first jersey that I had, that's signed by Sapp, Glaziers, Gruber, the old teams.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
Hall of Fame helmets. But some of the coolest thing is what my wife ended up having made was these, which are pretty cool. The Hall of Fame logos.
Yeah.
It even has my years on it, my autograph. There's the Ford Hall of Fans. And there's the Visa Hall of Fans, which was the very first one in 2001. And then that one, obviously, in 2020. But very humbling, very honored. This is the plaque that's in Pro Football Hall of Fame. So if you ever get to go see it, this is a wood carving of it.
Yeah.
The other one is bronzed in the Hall of Fame itself. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Very proud of it.
Absolutely.
But, it's all about just being loyal to your fans and being loyal to the team itself and just having a good time, man. That's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. Cool. Last question. Is that where you watch all your Bucks games at if you're not at the stadium?
No way.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I come in here once in a blue moon, but the main one is when I go into my living room and it's like, oh God, it's a huge, I haven't even watched a Buccaneer game on it yet. Okay.
Wow.
We literally just got it. It's like almost the size of the whole wall. So I'm looking forward to looking at that bad boy when it comes to game days. So going to be exciting.
Perfect. My friend, I thank you so very much, Mr. Big Nasty himself. Yes, we will be linking up here in LA very soon. Until then, go Bucks, and really appreciate you having on.
Bucks for life, man. Remember, go Bucks and get nasty.
Get nasty. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Thank you.